Hi guys, it's Miss Jenny from the Kenton County Public Library. I work out at the Independence branch, and speaking of Independence, Independence Day is coming up. And I thought if any of you were going out camping, one great way to social distance, camping's wonderful. We went camping all throughout my childhood and teen years, and camping is a really fun way to get out with the family. And if you don't go anywhere in particular, you can have a camp out in your own backyard. I'm going to show you a way that you can do some cooking without using electricity. So this is called tin can cooking, or a tin stove. I've heard it called rocket stove, all kinds of things. But basically, you're going to take a big tin can, kind of like, I actually got this at a local pizza restaurant, and what they have in it is sauce. I mean, I could have bought some, but they were throwing them away, so they said, sure, they'll let me have some. So it's a large tin can. If you don't want to get some somewhere else, you can always use a coffee container. But the surface needs to be big enough so that I could cook something on it. For example, I can fit a piece of bread on this. And so I'm going to put the bread on it. We're going to make grilled cheese in a minute. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have tin snips. Boys and girls, this is something you need to do with, your parents actually need to do this part, because this is very sharp, okay? These are tin snips. It'll cut through the tin, okay? So you're going to cut through and make it somewhat wide. We're going to talk about this in a minute, but make it wide enough that it'll get air to that. That's called your buddy burner. But once you cut it, flap it up a little so we can get some air going in there. Then you're going to take one of these things, these instruments where you can put little holes in it. I put a few holes around just to get air flowing as well, okay? Now, that's prepping your tin can, okay? Now, when you're done with your tin can, you want to go ahead, and this is the part that grown-ups need to do themselves, okay? Kids can help, but you need to kind of be careful because you're dealing with hot wax. This brand in particular, I just happen to have it. It's golf wax, but you can use any kind of paraffin wax. And what you do is they come in blocks, okay? So the first thing you're going to do before you do that part, you're going to need a tuna can, empty, clean tuna can. Then you're going to take cardboard strips. You're going to cut cardboard in strips about the length of this, okay, the width of this. So you're going to have long strips, and you're going to put them, you're going to fold them and coil them pretty tight in here. Not too tight, but pretty tight. You're going to have it in there, and then you're going to place one little part out of the cardboard so it's like a wick that we're going to light. So what we're going to do is you're going to have the empty tuna can that's clean, cut strips of corrugated cardboard, wrap it inside in like a coil, have one little section out. Then you're going to take your wax. I happen to use the golf wax, and they came in these blocks. So what you do is you're going to boil some water, okay? I know this sounds a little weird, but you're going to boil some water. Then you're going to have another kind of tin can that'll fit neatly inside, okay? So you're going to put your block. I got one that was a good size that this would fit in nicely. And you sit it inside after the water's boiling. Now it's going to pop around a little bit. So what I did was I held it in place like this when it was boiling, okay? Once it's all melted, all the wax is melted, you're going to pour it in here. You're going to pour it 3/4 of the way full, okay? Then you're going to let it dry. Once that's dry, that's your heating device. What happens is we take a lighter, parents take a lighter, and you're going to light this little part that you left out at the top. And it's going to burn for quite a while. We're going to use it underneath our tin can, okay? Okay, so now I have my buddy burners ready. I melted the golf wax, and I poured it about 3/4 the way full with the tuna cans that had the corrugated cardboard inside. So they're 3/4 the way full. We're going to let that dry, and those are going to be our burners. You can do, like I said, you can use a skillet, or you can use the surface. I'm using the surface. So when we light it, we're going to go ahead and light it, and then put it underneath here. I wanted to show you, though, just in case you didn't want to go through all this. It's a really great idea, but they do have these at Dollar Tree now. They're called Fancy Heat. It's a wick, and that will work just as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and light it. This is the part you may need to be patient because the wind just picked up again. And once you light it, it'll stay lit for a while. For now, it's blocking it, so it is lighting. You see? I'm blocking it though. So what I'm going to show you, it's not as easy to see, but this is being lit. It's very hot now, so be really careful. Now, that's lit in there. So what I'm going to do, I already buttered my bread, okay, because we're doing grilled cheese. I've got my cheese. Whoop. I've got my cheese here ready to go. Now remember, you keep the buttered sides on the outside. Just need to get my flippers. And this is actually cooking it. So if it didn't blow out, oh yeah, I still see the flame. I can see it through here. It's very hot. So guys, you can use gloves. I've done it before, and I've actually used like snow gloves. So what you do is you just turn it, and you're going to let it melt, and it will cook. It will cook just like a skillet. You can cook eggs, you can cook whatever you want, okay? Just make sure that the flame is still going, okay? And then when you're done, make sure that you safely dispose of these. So basically, it's hot. It's cooking this. So what I'm going to do, because we have a lot to do today, I'm going to move on to the next thing, but I'll show you the finished product in just a minute. And what I wanted to show you, we made our campfire cones. Okay, we have our example here. We also did our s'more nachos. Okay, we did the campfire hot dogs where we wrapped them in croissant rolls. And the campfire strawberries I didn't get a chance to make, but those are really simple. When you take a skewer and you stick it in the strawberry, dip it in marshmallow fluff, and the fluff will burn just like a regular marshmallow. I wanted to show you here are the different things we use to make the tin can. So you can either cook by campfire, and if you don't really have a big space or place to make a fire on the ground, you can make your tin can cooker. And I showed you a few things to do there. Here's some great camping books. I want to make sure that I mention that we have great books. This is called Mosquitoes Are Ruining My Summer, A Campfire Tale. This is Trekking on a Trail, so different things about the outdoors. And we also have some scary stories, so keep that in mind if you have a family camp out, okay? Let's see how the tin can cooking is going. Our grilled cheese, up. You know, look, it's got a little bit burnt that time, but I was distracted. So always make sure somebody's keeping an eye on the fire, okay? All right. So, guys, that's about it. I want to thank you for listening to me and for this program, and I hope you have a wonderful Independence Day. Thanks.